Welcome back, everyone. I'm Colton Young, bringing you today's Northern Ag TV. Well, last week, the 98th Annual National FFA Convention and Expo wrapped up in Indianapolis with a record-setting 72,000 FFA members and guests in attendance. Of course, one of those members in attendance was the Montana FFA State President, Claire Murnin, who's been to 5 national conventions before. However, this convention presented new opportunities serving as a state leader.
I had the opportunity to go to nationals and compete in the prepared public speaking event. So my experience as a state officer was a little bit different than your typical state officer's duties. Of course, I wasn't a delegate, but I think what was so unique about nationals this year is getting to engage with the other state officers. You're just walking around, and because you have association on your back, you know how it is. It's like everybody knows you, and you get to converse and build those connections with people and see those people that you met in July at State Officer Summit and continue to build those connections. And that's something that was so special. And then competing in prepared public speaking as well was another very special event.
Being involved in the FFA organization and going to 5 national conventions, Claire's had the opportunity to truly see the growth in the organization, and she shared some personal highlights from this year's convention.
It's absolutely amazing to see the continued growth of FFA. As we see that the Blue Jackets and those sea of them that flood the streets of Indianapolis just continue to get larger and larger, it's something that fills me with so much pride, because I know that members are continuing to work hard so that way they can be the future of agriculture and continue to better the future. And I think that it's so cool to watch all those members engage in the different activities at nationals, whether it's going through the expo, getting involved in sessions, or even watching members compete. It was an absolutely amazing experience.
Claire Murnin decided that traveling to the National FFA Convention last week wasn't just enough for her schedules, as she then left the National Convention, headed down to Kansas City to partake in the American Angus Association's convention, where she was crowned the 2026 Miss American Angus. I asked Claire to share what her next year of travels will bring serving in this prestigious honor.
So throughout this next year, I'll be a representative for the Angus breed and its entities, as well as the American Angus Auxiliary. And so with that being said, I will get to travel to shows and sales across the United States. I'll get to attend a lot of the major Angus shows across the entire United States. And then I'll also get to be home here in Montana and attend a lot of bull sales and female sales as we see the spring rolling around. And then I'll also have a lot of other opportunities. I get to be a representative for the Certified Angus Beef brand as well, and attend some of their ranch days. And that really only touches the surface of my duties as Miss American Angus, but I'm really excited to be the representative for the Angus breed.
And serving as Miss American Angus for 2026, part of Claire's duties include traveling across the country to stock shows and such, but also advocating for not only the Angus breed, but the cattle industry as a whole. Of course, lately we've seen a lot of caution and turmoil in what's been a record-setting cattle market this year. I asked Claire what her message is that she's going to share with other young producers across the country.
So one of the unique experiences that I actually had at National FFA was before Brooke Rollins spoke on the main stage. As a Speak Ag pioneer, I got to meet with her and have about a 45-minute roundtable discussion. And we actually asked her directly about the beef markets and what the impacts were going to be, and how us as young producers could take a stance and help to better the beef industry. And it was really unique what she said. She said that we need to be the authors of our own stories and really be a light for the beef industry. She recently met with the Common Ground Coalition, which included some Montana beef producers, and she was able to discuss with them the impacts of beef and how livelihoods are at stake because of what they are doing in the beef markets. And I think that her saying to continue to be that light is definitely our way that we can still try and protect the beef industry.
Again, that's Claire Murnin, the 2025 Montana FFA State President, and now 2026 Miss American Angus. I'm Colton Young, here on the Northern Ag Network.